Hey there everyone and welcome to another Near Monsters video. In this video we're taking a look at the part 1 of the semi-finals in the community tournament. This is me going over my matches with Unknown. This is part 1, there is part 2 coming out soon. If you want to watch part 2 then look in the link in the description, it will be there once the video is out. So this section, the semi-finals, is actually comprised of up to 5 matches. Part 1 is a best of 3 and then the winner of that best of 3 then gets 1 point towards the best of 3 of the overall standings of the battles. So part 1 with those 3 battles, that is what is included in this video, and they're kind of the same kind of battles. They're 10 monster teams, all 3 of them, and the first 2 are essentially the same battle but reversed which restrictions. We each have our own restrictions. So taking a look at the restrictions here, basically one person has to make a team with the first half of the team, the first 5 monsters, all being protectors. That doesn't count taunt monsters, because technically those don't count as protector monsters in the game, so they have to have those 5, and then the rest of the 5, no restrictions. The other person has no restrictions, so they need to kind of create a protector counter team, plus being able to deal with whatever 5 monsters are after that. So first up, it was me going with the attacker team, and Unknown going with the defense team. So let's take a look at the teams now. When deciding what attackers to put in my front line to counter his protectors, I was fully expecting him to have Sanctistag in the front line. I know that Unknown has that monster, and it's one of the best protectors, so he's probably going to have it there. So for that reason I have Delegazar with the Stealth Bane to take it out, and I've got Nova Drake there as a fast stun. I need to have Nova Drake somewhere in the team because it's my captain, and my idea here is that I will stun whatever fast protectors he has, so that I can Stealth Bane the Sanctistag before those have done their protect teammates. If he's using a load of auto protects, then it's not really going to work, but that's my kind of hope, to get rid of Sanctistag before that starts trying to take control of the match. I've got Shadow Worm in there because it's one of the sort of more obvious protector counters. It's got the instant protector killer and then another killer, and then it can start maybe getting towards Bloodthirst. I've got Dolfreeze in there, sorry, not Dolfreeze, Blue Maluga in there, because the idea is it won't really get killed off by the protectors, and I can have it charged ready with the instant reload as well, to then do the Tsunami twice to take off the latter parts of the team, as well as kind of stun protection for my team, because I need to have a little bit there at the front. I can't just sort of ignore it completely. Oak Thulu is in there just because that's a very good monster. It's going to work pretty well there, hopefully. Double Repulse on anything which is protected is going to work very, very nicely. And in fact, Water Cannon on Blue Maluga might come in help for that reason. The latter part of the team is all about stun protection. I've got some top tier kind of sweepers stuff, which is stun converter or stun counter, stun immune. And that is because when creating my defense team, as we'll see in the later part of this video, I was trying to think, okay, how can the defenders team actually win? Because these teams, it's kind of designed so the attackers will win and the defenders will lose. You're at a severe disadvantage when you're making the defense team, and for me, one of the sort of more obvious ways to try and claw back and win is to put stun in there. So I've got a lot of stun protection to stop that from happening to me. So now taking a look at his team, what we have in the front line is Sanctistag, as we expected. Also some high-speed protectors which can protect. That's fine too. I was kind of anticipating he might do a Link Storm stun thing, but he wasn't doing that. However, the annoying thing here is that he put a Daimonoid in there, so I can't actually get to the Sanctistag. It's absolutely guaranteed I cannot get to the Sanctistag unless I really invest in getting past that. And of course he's got the monster which I can't think of the name of right now. No, it's not Mosgoliath. That protector, the sloth thing, Megara Sloth, that's it. He's got that in 5th position. One of the most annoying protectors. It is so tanky. It's really hard to get around, and it has actually got some killing power too. So he's got a bit of sleep stuff going on at the front, and if there's some sleep manages to hit my team, then I'm going to be in a bit of a bad shape. But anyway, later on in the team, he's got in 6th position his Capybaragon, which has to be in there because it's his captain. However, Capybaragon's actually quite interesting here because it has the swallow move that kills one target. Also, it's got a bit of killing power, it's got a bit of knockback stuff in there. And behind all these protectors, those kind of useful utility moves that are good in situations and can kind of help gain control, that actually really nicely helps him gain control to then set up the rest of his team, which As I expected, there is a bit of stun in there. There's also just generally heavy stun protection there. I didn't actually notice that when doing the when looking over this before, but there's some heavy stun protection at the end of his team, and otherwise some great sweepers. I think he's got the Deer Dragon at the end there, just for like a kind of last resort. If everything fails, then maybe he can come in and blast and win. I don't know exactly, but anyway, nice solid team. Let's get into the match. Starting off this match, I have to look very carefully and see, okay, there are 2 protectors here which can protect before I can do my stun, unfortunately, so I can't actually stun them and then get to the Sanctus Stag. Also, we got the Daimonoid. Now, kind of before thinking, I just take out that Daimonoid, I bring in Megara Sloth, and then I realise, I can't stun Megara Sloth, and there's nothing to easily take it down. So actually, I'm not really very well positioned now to start controlling things. He's going to probably kill something with that Megara Sloth. Which in hindsight should have really done differently, but oh well. So here we are at the stun. I'm just going to go right ahead and do the stun. Seems like the right thing to do. I can't stealth bane Sanctus Stag very easily here. He's protected with Drakazord. There are the two other protectors which I can't really hit properly. Anyway, basically I go for the time strike on Drakazord. It works. It's more likely to hit the thing since it's protecting, as opposed to those auto-protect monsters. I want to hit Daimon, but actually that hasn't protected, that used Sleep Roulette. So I'm only really going to hit Sanctus Stag or Megara Sloth here. I tried to attack Sanctus Stag, but unfortunately it wakes up the Megara Sloth. Nova Drake doesn't have any move other than an attacking move, so that was the only choice I had really. And then he's able to kill off my Nova Drake. So a bit of unfortunate luck there, but I definitely messed up by bringing in Megara Sloth, as I said. So now we have a water cannon here. Probably the best idea is to try to water cannon something. But actually, no, I do a hit all. Okay. It's because I'm planning to double repulse. What I should have really done, though, is got rid of that Sanctus Stag, because Sanctus Stag's a really big problem for me. I even tried to build around to get around it, but my Degazar's asleep now, so there's no chance of anything good happening there. So I can instant load and do a Tsunami. Probably going to do that, but annoyingly that Sanctus Stag is going to shut down my Tsunami, so I can't really do that much with it. But even so, we can try and hit the Nultron. Managed to do it, and in fact didn't even wake up the Megara Sloth. It's hard to see what I target actually. I did target the Sanctus Stag and not the Megara Sloth, just to kind of increase the chance of not hitting it there. But anyway, I'm quite quick with the hitting which ones I target. It's more the decision making beforehand that I take a little while over. So he's now protecting with his Dire Demon. Capybaragon's back in the match. What's he going to do with it? He's going to do another dual Slayerbane. Bring those monsters down quite a bit. He's going to try to get rid of my Delegazar before he gets a turn, I think. But he quickly chopped off that last bit of health of monster there. So anyway, he's now done another Sleep Roulette. He's just kind of spamming that Sleep Roulette. Things aren't going that well for me. Considering I should be at an advantage here, it's not going well at all. Now, annoyingly, out of the 4 things that could have got hit by that stunning entrance type thing, annoyingly it hit lightning entrance. It hit Sanctus Stag, which is the one thing with camouflage that I can't time strike double off. Now I can try and do a little raw Bug Fury on the Dire Demon, but chances are it's probably not going to hit it. So anyway, I skip before I go to do that, and annoyingly he has the Swallow charge, so he just got rid of my Zeus Worm. At this point, I'm not sure. Oh, I tried to target Megara Sloth and take it out. Annoyingly, it gets protected by the Dire Demon. Because I really need to get rid of that Megara Sloth when I'm not going to just randomly wake it up. In fact, what I could have done, though, when Angel Lion had a turn, was I could have done a Soul Exchange on my Tigeron, because my Tigeron's not going to be doing too much. Or just on Angel Island itself, and try to set myself up reasonably well. Now he's got a stun coming in next, which is going to give a turn to Angel Lion, and will probably give a turn to either Valzarene or Tigeron as well. Well, 50-50 chance. So I'm trying to work out here what's the best monsters to have turns with, and I need to get rid of that Sanctus Stag. So I think here I go for a Confident Strike. I try to do it on Sanctistag, but it gets blocked. I just can't take down that Sanctistag. And then here, because I didn't get a kill with Retribution, I haven't got a turn. So Tigeron's just about to get a turn, so I'm thinking, okay, I want to Soul Exchange Tigeron. Here's the point, where I should have used Soul Exchange on either Tigeron or Angel Lion, one of the two, to try and get that Mega Sloth that's going to mess him up. However, I wanted to get a Fast Strike. I wanted a chance of Fast Strike on Jaguardian before doing the Soul Exchange. So he decides to remove the shield from Valzarine. It's going to make it a little tougher to do much with Valzarine. I really desperately need a kill on Angel Lion, so at this point I stun his team. He's only going to stun the Sanctistag and Capybaragon, which is not ideal, but I can't really let Capybaragon get a turn at this point. And getting a tanky thing in the way is going to be good for me. He very cleverly did an exit plan, so he could use Deer Dragon's Blast, take Valzarine down off 100% HP, and remove that shield off Angel Lion. It's also put Mega Sloth down into a reasonable range that's going to get messed up badly. Now, if he hadn't put my Valzarine down below health, max health, I could have done a Confident Strike on Sanctistag, but unfortunately I couldn't, so I had to use the Tsunami at that point, and it meant that I couldn't really then line up and get lots of kills. However, despite all the bad outcomes that happened throughout this match, the overall outcome is definitely in my favour now. I don't think there's really that much he can do. His Zeus Worm's just useless. Deer Dragon is going to take a while before it can really do anything significant. And Capybaragon, while a great versatile monster by itself, it can't really sweep things. So I can exhausting attack Capybaragon, bring that down. In fact, I should have hit it. I shouldn't have done the dual poison drain. I was really wanting to get Valzarine to full health, but it didn't actually get it to full health, so that was a bit pointless. I should have just waited and done the exhausting attack to take down Capybaragon. But despite that, there's no chance of him making a comeback. So I heal up Valzarine to full health, I think. I think that's full health. And now I can just kind of sweep out the rest. There's no way you can make a comeback from this. So great first match. It went to my way, but it was a bit of a tough one. More tough than I was expecting. For the next battle, it is exactly the same rules, but swapped around, so it's my turn to make a Protector team. Looking at my Protector team here, I went with Link Storm, if you can't tell. I've only got a couple of monsters which aren't Storm. They're my Nova Drake, which I have to have, and then Aegis Dragon, because it's a reasonably good Protector, and with the Aegis Barrier and stuff, I thought, yeah, it's probably going to come in good there. I love a bit of Give Turn as well among the Protectors. That's going to help out. So my overall strategy of this team is going to be some stun stuff in that middle section, which is, the idea there is stun with entrance control. So they're going to stun, Malwing's going to blow back, and then my Shocker can come in, which then can send itself back, and then Penguinator's going to be in the battle while there's still loads of Protectors there. So it's setting up Penguinator so that I can Overwatch, I can do the Slayerbane all, and also it's got the Link Double Retribution, which is very powerful when you've got the Excessive Force. I was trying to think of the name of the passive there. So with the Excessive Force, it's going to guarantee kill two things. So very much built into Penguinator here, and then also I've got a couple of monsters at the end which are just generally good sweepers. Nova Drake I've got to have in there, and with the stun it kind of helps out. Unfortunately, Nova Drake really doesn't work well with the raw Bloodthirst here, because any Protectors which end up at the back, I can't use the raw Bloodthirst. But anyway, also strategy in the front line, I have actually got a stun in here. Now, it turns out Unknown was actually thinking of some stun. He was trying to think, are there any stun protectors? Do I need stun protection in my front line? And he figured there weren't. He completely forgot about Drakazord having the Link Stun Flash. So that is going to come in a bit of use, having the Link Stun Flash at the beginning. I've then got, obviously, Drakazord to protect. Everyone's a protector. But I think my general strategy here was to have the Death Revenge Protector, which my plan was to Blood Duplicate it, give turn to it, and then I can switch friend to bring in another one, and then Blood Duplicate that, and basically try and get a few copies of that at the back of my team to try and even out the odds. There are only 10 monsters in the teams, so having like 3 or 4 of these Death Revenge Protectors at the back of my team should really help me get there in terms of winning the battle. So other than that, we've got Saberzaw, which is a lovely protector, which can also do a little bit of entrance controls, stepping back and healing itself. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really much more to the team. You can't really do that much when you're going half protectors at the front. But that was my general plan, and I thought with the stun, it should hopefully give me enough to take control. With Penguinator doing quite a bit of work, Tigeron doing, some killing too, and Nova Drake maybe doing something, and then I've got the Death Revenge stuff. I might be able to get there, that's the plan. Having a look at Unknown's team, what we have here is Nagandia. So Nagandia is not evolved, not awakened, sorry. It just literally come out in an egg. I knew Unknown had it. I was fully expecting Nagandia to be there, which is why, also a reason why I wanted Drakazord in the front line, so that it can do Purify and Mist to protect from the Assassinate. What I didn't expect any of the rest though. He has some pretty cool stuff in here. As you can see, he went with Link Water. He hasn't got any stun protection in the front line, but he's got stun protection in 5th position. And the next monsters, he's got actually a bit of entrance control. Between the Celestine and the Saberzaw, he can remove things to kind of bring in stun protection, or bring in that stunning entrance from Centaurian. So some cool stuff in here, some great protecting killing. He's also got the amazing combo, which I believe he was still kind of trying out at this point, which you can see in the front line between Karyu Kenshi and Targeted Grenade. Between them, you can basically give turn to Karyu Kenshi, and then that can do the double give turn to back to Targeted Grenade, and also in this case to Vamp Viper. So Vamp Viper can do that Assassinate, and then Targeted Grenade can give turn back to Karyu Kenshi, and then it can repeat. Now, Link double give turn you can only do 3 times, so basically you can loop that 3 times to instantly give 3 turns to Vamp Viper. Not really so effective if you don't have any kind of stun absorb or stun protection, but he's got the pullback from, or the step back from Saberzaw to bring in stun protection if needed. It's a pretty cool front, not viable in other situations, but in this case, where he knows he's going to be fighting protectors, it's going to annihilate my protectors, and then the rest of his team is just generally very good for trading and getting a win. Going into the match now, we've got Vamp Viper there, which I absolutely did expect. I looked at it and I was like, yes, I can stun him. Let's try to get the ball rolling with this stuff. So I stun him, I then decide to protect with things. I'm going to try and do protect Cosmo Dragon. I purify with my Aegis Dragon to go just behind my Cosmo Dragon, do the Blood Duplicate, and then give turn to Cosmo Dragon. Now at this point, for some reason, I'm not really sure why, I decide to protect rather than doing Switch Friend. I have, this match was done, I think a couple of months ago now, from the time which I made, recording this commentary. I think what happened was, I made this team, and then we didn't actually do the match for a few days, so when I actually came to the match, and I was looking at his team, and I was trying to think what to do, I completely forgot my plan was to Switch Friend and bring in another Cosmo Dragon, and then try and duplicate that. So I didn't do it, but I'm pretty sure that was my original strategy. Now at this point he needs to get rid of the stealth on my team so he can start doing the Vamp Viper Assassinate. Unfortunately, I have the Swift Stealth all right here, which is going to set me up reasonably nicely. He also set up the stun protection first, that's why actually he did the hit and run rather than removing the stealth from my team. And he now has to battle with this stealth to get rid of that first before he can actually start sweeping through my team. So for that reason he skips and doesn't do anything there. He does the survival all to get rid of the stealth, and then just accelerates his team. Now my assisted thunder, I think this is the reason why I decided to leave it in actually, was to try and use that assisted thunder to take out his water monsters. However, it wasn't really going to get there and do anything, so I should have still done the Switch Friend, to be honest, in hindsight. Also, this stun protection is really irritating for me because I had this stun coming in and wasn't really able to do anything with it. So he's now going to go to town with his Vamp Viper. Luckily, my team's now shielded because of the lovely revenge on Cosmo Dragon. But he's doing his give turn combo here to get a lot of turns for Vamp Viper. Brought in my shocking entrance, it all got absorbed by Fluttercoys. So he did Daunt there rather than bring in my Penguinator. Pretty solid move to avoid having trouble with the Penguinator before he can really know for certain that he's going to be doing okay. So he managed to finishing snap my Dracosaur. Really annoyingly, I hoped it wasn't going to work and get protected by Sabersaur, but it didn't get protected. Ah yes, that was the other bit of entrance control, is with that seppuku from Karokenji. It's now gone through the vast majority of my team. I only have Nova Drake and Cosmo Dragon at the back. And I've barely scratched his team, really. I mean, he's lost a few monsters, but not many. He's very much in control. So again, he brought in stun protection with the healing step back from Sabersaur, so that he could kill off my Tigeron and not take the stun. Use finishing snap to clear that out. And from here, he can get rid of Nova Drake. Didn't really need to do that maybe at this point, but I mean, to be honest, he's just taking out my monsters. And it probably was the smartest move to do first of all. Stopping me from using the Blood Duplicate with Cosmo Dragon, stunning the Cosmo Dragon, and then now he's just clearing out the last few monsters. So this means it should go into a third match. However, he forgot to put Capybaragon into this team, so I ended up winning this match just through that little condition. For that reason, it's actually going on to the next stage of this semi-final. I've won this first round. We're doing a best of 3 overall. So see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one.